Yeah, I'm working 9 to 5, this 9 to 5 don't work for me. I gotta find my way about this ain't how it's supposed to be.
Hey everybody, my name is Desiree and this is Let's Vámonos here in Houston, Texas. I have a special guest today featuring Unique, the artist. And if you hadn't seen my first episode of this, the new season for 2022, you might have heard some of her music, and there has been a lot of just buzz regarding it because it's called Goals and Dreams, which is literally like the mantra right now of 2022, right? There's so many people that are ready to start the new year with all of their goals and dreams, COVID in the back, right? We're moving forward. And I'm really excited to talk about Unique, and I'm really excited to talk about her new music that she's got coming out on the 22nd to 22. And also we're gonna just talk about how we connected and stuff. So thank you so much, Unique, for coming on here and being my first guest for for a virtual interview for the year. So I really appreciate it.
You are welcome. I'm happy to be here. This is my first interview as far as music. So yeah, I'm just happy and ready.
Awesome. Tell us where you're at right now.
I'm in California, the Inland Empire area. Most people probably won't know, but it's not LA, but it's like an hour out of LA. But I'm originally from Washington, D.C., and I moved here. You can say both of them are my home because I moved from D.C. to here at 16 years old. So.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So you grew up in D.C., but you also been living in California for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so people who do follow Let's Vámonos, my fans out there, they always know I always like to start out with a fun fact because that's the way to like break the ice, and also something to share that maybe your fans don't know something about you as well. So a little fun fact about yourself you like to share?
A little fun fact. Let's see. Okay, so not before music, but other than music, I like to do photography. I'm not like serious with it yet, but I like to,
dibble something under your belt.
Yeah, I was first interested in it at 16. And so one of my family members bought me a camera, and I was like, okay. And so at like 22, I bought myself one. So I do a little, I practice on some family members.
Hey, that's the best way to start, right? I don't do photography, even though people might think I do just with my iPhone, right? But yeah. I'm not serious yet like you are. I don't got to.
Everybody's a photographer these days, so.
Yeah, that is true. Well, I wanted to tell people, normally I haven't done a virtual interview in a really long time because I'm really trying to get back into the in-person interviews. But obviously I can't fly out to California. I would love to one day. That's, manifest that one day.
I would love to fly out to Houston one day.
Yes, you love Houston. Houston is awesome. Like so many cool places to visit and great vibes. Also, if y'all see here behind me, this is my vision board. I'm just bringing this up because like goals and dreams, like when I connected with Unique, you don't know this story, but the way I found you, I'm gonna tell you how I found you.
So that's good to know because I've been like trying to get people to tell me like, oh, how you find me?
Yeah.
It was just random, so yeah.
So when I was working on my content for my page, I was looking up, something that had like empowerment, women empowerment, but also like about my goals. And I literally just like searched goals under music in IG, and goals and dreams came up. It was like close to the top. It was close to the top. And I just started like listening to all the ones, and I listened to yours, and I was like, oh man, this song was like meant for me. Like every piece of that song was meant for me. Some of y'all know I quit my 9 to 5 April or May 2021, and so yeah, it was just like this song was meant for me. And so I shared it through a reel. I created a reel like kind of behind the scenes of my brand photo shoot, and that's how I found you, and that's how I first kind of like connected with you.
Oh yeah, that's crazy because I was like when that song first, when I noticed it was first like going up, I would say I was like, where is this coming from? Like, where is these streams coming from? Because Apple Music, what they'll do is alert you when you have a certain amount of streams or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is this coming from? Like, and so I searched, something told me to search TikTok. So I was like, okay, let me search TikTok. And then it had like 12 videos on TikTok. And I was like, okay, maybe this is why And then I was like, I didn't put together like Apple Music. It's streaming on Apple Music, of course, but like it has to be another place. And so I went on Instagram and I did the same thing. And I was like, it was like 300 videos. And I was like, are you kidding me?
That's
How did these people
awesome.
find it? So that's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, and since then, I started my first season, and I actually talked to Unique, and I said, "Hey, I would love to use this song as like a anthem for my video for the intro for my show." And so I talked to her, and she's like, "Yeah, do it, do it, do it." So I used it on there. I used it on IG and on my YouTube, so you can see it there as well. And I literally just fell in love with that song. Moving forward, I started following all your other songs that you had, and I was like, like I love that song.
Yeah.
I wish it was on IG right now. It is not.
Like, dang, what happened to it? But you can still find it on TikTok. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then you got a new, is it a new single or a new album you got coming out?
New single.
New single, okay. And it's called New Season, right?
Yeah.
All right, so tell us a little bit about, like, has music always been something you've wanted to do? Like, how did you start working on all of that?
I started writing music at 12. I never took it seriously then. I never really told anybody. I was more like the shy person, the introvert. People wouldn't expect me to, want to do music. But when I moved to California and I graduated high school and I had to go to college, I was like, I don't really want to do this. Like, I really have to tap into what I really wanted to do, which was music. And so I kind of got like a reminder through a friend. I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, music. And so ever since I've just been taking it serious. My first mixtape was one of those motivating theme. I would just share my story about being an introvert and being shy and where I could have been and all of that stuff. So I started at 12. And yeah, been doing
And
it
the
ever
rest
since.
the rest is just growing, right? You're just
Yeah.
growing your repertoire of music. You also post on your IG that consider yourself the poster girl of dreams, which I love that. Like, I love that because I think it's so important this day and age where we have good role models, especially women who are talking about their dreams and dreaming of things and manifesting those things. And so how did you kind of come up with that? Was it just something based on your music, or?
That was actually 2022. Yeah, I literally, like, maybe a couple weeks ago, I was like looking at the theme of my music, and I didn't really understand it because before I would just make music. Like Goals and Dreams, of course, I made in 2018, but I will always just make random different types of music, and I would be like, well, why is this not working? Like, why? Mind you, 2018, I dropped Goals and Dreams, and nobody really, it didn't really do anything. Fast forward to 2021, it's all over the place. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is where I need to head, like this direction. And then New Season, Up, I did that in 2019. And then I had another song that I did, and then I recorded New Season in 2020. And then I just kind of put it all together, like, okay, I'm seeing a theme here. And these songs might work as far as like giving people inspiration, all while giving myself inspiration. So I feel like, I did, what's the freestyle? Closer to My Dreams. And I was like, you know what? I think I might be the poster girl for dreams. People loving it, so.
Yeah, I do love it. And I do agree. Your music's very motivational. It's like these things that we tell ourselves in our head, and then you just put it in music. And the way you word it, the way, so I know some rap, but I don't know, like, I guess the logistics, but like the way you just like, it flows, it's just like, oh, like they just hit, hit so good. Like, I love it when on Goals and Dreams where you talk about, I just need to know that you're in my corner. Like that whole vibe right there is just exactly where I'm at as well, personally. Like, I want, like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean financially. I just need to know that you're in my corner. And so many
that's
people.
The most important thing. Yeah, that's the most important thing. It's like, and it's real too. It's like in that moment, I was ready to quit my job, but you don't feel supported enough. You don't feel like you got this. And sometimes, it's not financial. It's just action. You know what I mean? Like, you want somebody to show you that they support you rather than be like, oh yeah, I support you. Oh yeah, this whatever. So
well, you definitely met the right person, because like I told you, like once I started listening to your music, I was like, okay, I need an interview. Or like, let's interview, let's talk, let's support, and let's go back and forth. That's definitely what Let's VÁMONOS page is about. I'm in the Houston area. I support small local businesses, and I also support advocacy for the community. I support also just women in general, right? Women from all walks of life. So you met the right person.
Right, you've definitely been supportive over this past, couple weeks.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I'm grateful for that. A lot of people have too. Like, I'm going to do another interview tomorrow. So
yeah, awesome.
I guess the doors are opening. So
yes,
I'm grateful.
Yes, and that's good. So, what did you do before music? What were you doing? Like, were you just in college? Were you?
I was working. So when I say I work a 9 to 5, this 9 to 5 don't work for me. I started that 9 to 5 at 21. I was working at a casino, and my plan was really just to get in, invest. I bought this camera. I bought this MacBook that I'm on. I bought microphones, like this whole setup and stuff like that. And I was like, the plan is to get in, invest. I know what I want to do. Like, I don't want to go to college for anything. I'm like music, and business, like start business and stuff like that. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna quit. And this was in 2018, because before I was just riding along. And then you feel like you get stuck there. So I got stuck there, and I've been doing that since 21. I'm 27 now, I'm about to be 28. So
I totally feel you. I'm a little bit older than you. I'm about to hit 40 this year, but it took me a really long time to even get to this point where I'm at. I always kind of tell people, I always worked a job that other people thought that I would be good at, or other people recommended. It wasn't never anything that I really wanted to do.
Exactly.
It wasn't. And so when I took that plunge in 2021, I kind of did some of the same steps as you. I bought my own lights, like these. I got lights here, I got cameras, I got all the stuff, and I invested while I could. And then I got to the point where I was like, I was hitting kind of a wall to some extent. I wasn't getting where I needed to get to because I wasn't being able to work on it 24/7.
That's another, yeah.
And so, yeah, and especially with music, I'm sure sometimes that's a creative outlet for you. So you don't want to have those stresses of the 9 to 5.
Yeah, I had so many like opportunities where I'm like, oh, you want to do this, you want to do that? I'm like, oh, I gotta work. Oh, I gotta work this night. I gotta do that. And it just started to get a little stressful, down, depressed, because you're like, well, how can I survive without this job?
Right.
But I also have a dream as well. So yeah, I finally quit in 2021, December 2021. And I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. So
yeah, or try at least, right? You can't fail until you try, and even if you fail, you just get back up, you try again, right? You do it a different way. Any artists out there that have also inspired you through this journey?
When I was younger, probably like Missy Elliott, just the way she looked. Like, not everybody looks like a certain type, you know what I mean? Everybody had this different look. So her look and her lyrics and everything like that. But for now, in this day and age, not really. I would say Nipsey Hussle. Like, after he died, I was like, oh, okay. I was missing out, because first I was like, oh, I don't listen to West Coast rappers. No, no offense, but I was like, it's not really my thing. But when I heard him, I was like, okay, I like what he's talking about. It's nothing that's too far off. It's motivating, and it's,
that's what I love.
Hustle. So I was like, okay, I really like this. So that's probably one of my inspirations.
Yeah, and I love Missy Elliott. I think she is an icon. She's just like going to be one of the Hall of Famers out there for rap, and especially for women. I love, that's one of the things I was drawn to your music as well, is because you also talk a little bit about God, and like in your music as well. And I love that. It's like a spiritual hit, but it's not like preachy, right?
Yeah, it's not the gospel. And I was thinking about doing, I'm like, because my grandma, she's, into church and everything like that. She's like, do a gospel song. And I was like, I would, I mean, I wouldn't knock it, but I think people would be like, well, it puts you in a strict box. Like, if I probably say one little curse word and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah. I try to incorporate both, because seriously, without God, what is any of this? So
yeah, for sure.
I always try to keep God in it and keep God first. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's the only one that's gonna have our backs, pretty
Yeah.
much, right?
And he's been showing me like the divine time, and like even if I doubt myself, I'm like each time meeting you, meeting so many other people, I'm like, okay, he's actually working with me, because I'm like at one point you want to give up and you feel like, okay, I'm never going to make it or whatever, and just things just start to happen, but it's in his timing and or your timing, his and your timing when he wanted to make
Yeah.
it.
Sometimes I know sometimes we get a little impatient, right? We're like, we're
Yeah.
ready. Like, what do we do? Like, and even myself, you know, pushing through 2022, getting started for my new season, I was like really wanting to take it up a notch. And so I prayed real hard and really did those things to really make sure for myself, and also gave myself the grace to say, you know what? It's gonna happen. Can't rush good things. It's gonna happen. And one of the things that I've actually one of the goals for myself through my Let's VÁMONOS platform is to interview artists. I've always wanted to interview musicians, artists, just even artists that do like murals on the Houston area. And I don't want to think that Houston, I'm hating on all of that. I haven't interviewed any musicians, but like since Goals and Dreams has become my anthem.
You'll get to them.
Yeah, I'll get to them, but but it's like I said, Goals and Dreams has become my anthem for my page to some extent. I was like, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this story, this journey, all of the things. So any advice for musicians out there that are just starting, people like, kids that are maybe 12, like your age?
Yeah. That's funny, because I was like, I want to do like a Goals and Dreams Foundation, where I'm like catering to like the kids my age who didn't have the outlets or were too shy or whatever. But my advice would be, just learn your craft, practice your craft, start doing everything, yourself. That's investing, or ask your parent, hey, can you buy this for me? Or I want to do this. Make sure you show. Like, don't hide your talents, because that's what I did. I hid my talents, like, to myself, like, I don't think anybody will want to, listen or whatever. So, just find your confidence. Never give up, because it's a journey. It's gonna seem like it could be the longest journey. You might feel you supposed to get it at this time, and you might see other people winning before you, but just know that you'll catch up. So
we'll have our end goal, but it's not necessarily we're all on the same speed, right? We're not on that same speed. And I do agree with that, because 2 years ago, I started when COVID happened, and I literally had 2 in-person interviews, and I was like, okay, I'm getting some interviews. And then COVID happened. I was like, oh man. Yeah. But I took that opportunity to just say, you know what, it's just not my time yet. And I've just been still doing what I do, but just a little bit slower, and a little bit more looking for those people to connect with as well, the right people to connect with that also want to help to see me succeed as well, because that's important as well. I don't mind, I love supporting people, but I want people to support me too.
Exactly. And I like what you're doing. I think it's, I've always wanted to do it myself, like little interviews, because before I had a long battle with wanting to be an artist, because I'm shy and all of that stuff. And so I was like, maybe I can play the background and interview artists and stuff like that. So I love what you're doing. It's amazing. And I thank you for your support all the time. So
I appreciate it. Likewise. So I know you also have another page called Your Collection.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. Is there anything in the works yet for that?
I'm going to try to launch it in March, like late March. Basically, those are our initials, Unique Robinson. And I was like, when you put that together, that's like your or you are. So I'm going to try to do some motivating clothing line, like a motivating sweatshirts and stuff like that. I started off with Goals and Dreams. I'm still working on that. But I started off with Goals and Dreams merch.
Okay.
Have like Goals and Dreams on the front, and then something motivating on the back. So I'm gonna start out with that. It's kind of like hard to find vendors and stuff, but I'm doing my research before I, put anything. But that's just to motivate people, telling them everything that you are, everything, you are everything, or anything you want to be. So that's the
I'm looking forward to that because I love motivational merchandise like that. I love the way it's kind of connecting with your music as well. So I really think that's going to be awesome when it comes out. I can't wait to see it. Definitely let me know. I definitely need
I
to get
will.
me a Goals and Dreams
Yeah,
sweatshirt.
I'll send you something. So I'll send you that.
I definitely need to get one. I will totally rep that. I will totally rep it. The new single you got coming out. Tell us a little bit about it. What's the vibe? Obviously it comes out 2/22/22. Tell us, and what does that exactly mean as well?
That's some magical numbers. I always be having to look it up after. I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, what does this mean? We do that. I think the angel numbers are in right now. So I'm like, I was like, it seemed like a magical moment. It's gonna seem like a magical moment. And then new season, I heard someone say like a portal is open, like a spiritual portal. And so
Oh,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
okay, I'll release new season on that day because I was gonna do it on New Year's Eve. But I
Okay.
was like, something was like, it doesn't feel like the right time. So I took it off. But basically the song is about, just you entering a new season, a new journey in your life. You really sitting with yourself and like, okay, let me make a plan. I got a goal, I got a dream, let me make a plan. Let me find my reason for living or, purpose and your passion. Just taking the steps to enter those new doors that's gonna open for you, that new journey that you got to take. So and those devices, it's similar to Golden Dreams as far as like the singing melodic sound, but
Yeah. But
it's
that's your style. Like I was really thinking about it, thinking about other rappers or musicians or artists, and I was like, there's just something about your style that I've never heard before.
yeah.
And yeah, go
I
ahead.
really just when I started writing, I was like at 12 years old, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start like singing and rapping too because I noticed I'm like I can't really sing like that, but like if I get a little bit of auto tune, whenever I get a chance to be in the studio, I'm gonna do it. And so I was like, when I finally got into a studio, I was like, I put two and two together, and I found my sound, and I'm staying there. So
Yeah.
new season
Well,
is definitely gonna motivate everybody.
yeah, I agree. Well, you found your sound. Definitely, it's a sound that has touched me. And I know I'm only one person, but I know there's other people that you have touched as well, as far as your music has touched them and inspired them. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. And I am looking forward to following your journey. I think I really believe that I'm going to put it out there for you that you're going to have big things coming your way. We're going to tag Missy Elliott. We're going to tag everybody.
Right.
We're going to make sure.
Tag Dreamville. That's
Okay.
what I want to be. I'm trying to manifest that. I want to be on Dreamville. I say on the poster girl for dreams. I think it only makes sense. So.
Awesome. Definitely. I'm gonna tag them too. I'll tag everybody.
Yeah.
But
Thank you. I appreciate that.
any last words of wisdom you want to share with your audience out there, or people that you just want to connect with?
Never stop chasing your goals. Never stop chasing your dreams. Dream big. And yeah, just keep God first. And yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I know that you're going to continue to do that as well. And until then, guys, we will see y'all next time. I'll be looking forward to possibly one day meeting you in person. I'm gonna put that out there as well.
I gotta fly to Houston.
Yes, girl. We'll go out there. I'll show you all the places. It'll be a good time. But
the season will be available on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, anything you have, YouTube. So
yeah, and tell us where you get your IG. Tell us your IG.
At It's Unique Official. That's ITS Unique Official. So
all right, and then you got YouTube as well. Same thing.
YouTube, yeah, it's Unique Music. But everything is in like once you follow my Instagram, there's a link tree there, and you can just follow that. My TikTok is also It's Unique Official. So
yeah. I'm following all of them. I'll make sure to share all the links as well at the end of this video. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your journey. And until then, guys, let's vámonos. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode.